this video we're going to use Cisco Packet Tracer to troubleshoot a wireless connection. We're going to try and identify and correct any kind of misconfiguration of a wireless device. So in our scenario here for our activity, we've got four PCs, two are wireless, and one of the wireless is unable to access the network. All the PCs are configured with static IP addresses, so we're going to try and identify and then resolve the issue. So the first thing we're going to do is try and identify which computer isn't connecting. We're not just going to go because we see that there's no wireless. This is a wireless signal. Since there's no wireless signal here, we can assume that it's PC1, but let's make sure. So we just go to the web browser. We're going to type in the web address. Copy this so I don't have to keep typing it in. Okay, so this one's connecting. Let's try PC3. PC3 is connecting. These are hardwired though, so we should know that those are connecting because they've already told us, you know, it's a wireless one that we're having trouble with. So let's go to the first PC number 2 here. It connected. So PC1, the one that we're seeing that there's no actual signal, and we'll try it. And you can see we're hitting go and we're getting nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our ipconfig command that we learned earlier from the command prompt. Just type it in, ipconfig /all. And we're going to write this information down. We're going to write down the IP address, the subnet mask. We can visually see that it's correct, but if you want to write it down, write it down. Remember, we're always taking notes when we're diagnosing problems. Write down the default gateway and the DNS server. So I've got all this written down. But now let's check the wireless settings on this PC. So if we come in here, some of the things we want to look for is the SSID right here. It's named Academy. So we want to write this down. It's using WEP security, and here's the password for that. ABD123DE45. And we're going to check the IP configuration. It's static, which is what we want. And this is the address that when we used our ipconfig command, this was the IP address we got and the subnet mask. So that stuff compares out good, which is good. So now let's check the settings on our wireless device. So we've got a Linksys router here. We go to the configure tab on it and hit wireless. And we're going to compare the information that we wrote down from the wireless settings on our client PC and compare them to our router here. So our SSID I had written down is Academy, and that's what it is. I had our it was using WEP for authentication. WEP right there is the radio is checked, and then I'm noticing the passkey here is different. This is the key for the router. It's ABC123DE45, and on our client we had ABD. So that's going to be our first problem. So what we're going to do is everything else looks good. All the other information I have matches. So we'll go back to our PC that's having problems, and we want to go back to our wireless tab here. We'll notice our key here is what didn't match, so we need to change. So if we look now, we had on our router it was ABC123DE45. So now that matches. So let's go back to our desktop, back to our web browser, and see if we can connect now that we have the right WEP code. We hit go, and there it is. It's now connected. You can see the signals flying through, and whoever was having trouble on this PC should not be having any problems anymore because it's now configured correctly. So this has been a short video on troubleshooting a wireless connection and how to diagnose and resolve the issue.